So here we are on the About Us page. What I want to do here is show you how to do a couple of things. One is how to replace this image right here with a different image and how to edit this text right here. A couple of things that you might find yourself doing in the future here. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Edit Page. And these interfaces you're going to see throughout the Visual Composer. So right here, this is a text block, and right here, this is an image. And as you'll hover, you'll see you'll get these selections right here, which will allow you to do several things. One is to delete the block. The other is to clone it or duplicate it, and this one is to edit it. And right here, it'll tell you what type of block it is. And there's a text block right here. Over here, it'll tell you, see, that's a button. This is another text block here. Here's an empty space block, and here is our single image block. Several ways to add blocks. We can come over here to the plus, and let's say I want to go ahead and add a separator, which was just a line between items. I want it to be a normal separator. I want the color to be black, and I want the thickness to be 2 pixels. Don't have to add in pixels, just put 2. And let's say I want a top and bottom margin of 20. Those are my selections. I hit save. Now if I come all the way down to the bottom, now we'll see we have our separator with all of the selections that we just put in there. Black, thickness of 2, top margin, bottom margin of 20. It's in its own row. This is a row right here. That's what this is. And this is a separator. So that's what happens when you click on that, or you click on this button. The same thing happens. I'm going to click here to delete that because I don't want that here. But there's another way I can add items too. Let's say I wanted to add an item. Let's say I wanted to add another item like a divider right here at the bottom of this area right here. I didn't want it to be in its own line. I just want it to be beneath this right here. I can click on this and go ahead and add my separator. And if I just want a plain, pale, thin line, I don't even have to do anything. I can just actually click Save That. And that will actually put up a line right there. I'm going to go ahead and move that up above the empty space, click Update, and come out here so you can view what happens when we do that. It's just a simple, and I don't even think you're going to really see it much, but you can see right there, there is now a thin, faint line right there. I'm going to go ahead and delete that and actually go ahead and change the text. So that's how you can add any of these widgets to any area, these little elements. We call them widgets or elements, and there's lots of different things here, and they all have different settings. So we're not going to go over every one, but every one is just a block that gives you a bunch of settings that you can change, and all of them also have a bunch of default settings in them already set. So a lot of times you can there's a very minimal amount of stuff that you have to do. I'm going to show you that right now on the image one because I want to go ahead and change the image. Something that you'll probably do quite a bit in the system is changing images and text. So I'm going to come right over here to edit this image block. And we'll see here's our image right here. We have the image size set to large, the image alignment set to center, and an image outline of gray. And that's what we've set up right here. Now I'm going to remove this image by clicking here, which removes that image. Now I'm going to click the plus button to add an image, and I'm going to come over here and drag and drop this image that we've slightly modified, that we've just changed the contrast on. And I'm going to come over here and just drag and drop it in here. Excellent. We've got it selected. I'm going to go ahead and set image. And now all I have to do is save the changes and click Update. The image was, we modified the coloring slightly and the contrast slightly, so I don't really know if you're going to see much of a difference. But you can see a little bit more colorful there, a little bit darker. But that is how you go ahead and change that image. Now, if I wanted to change that back to the original image, very easy. I could actually come in here, and instead of uploading an image, I can actually come in here to the media library, which has all of the images uploaded. I actually go ahead and, like, let's say I wanted to just select this image real quick. Click Update. And very easily, see, we can go ahead and update these images to whatever image we want. But that's not the image we want there. Let's go ahead and restore the original image that we had. And we're just going to come over here, hover over the element, click on the Edit Single Image link, remove that image, and come in here and select the image that we had originally, click Save Changes, and click Update. Remember that until you actually click Update over here, none of the changes that you make out front are going to go live. You can work on the page for as long as you want in the background, in the administrative area, and none of the changes will actually go live until you come over here and click Update on the page. So that's how to edit an image block. Let's go ahead and edit a text block right here. And I'm going to click on the Edit button. It's going to bring up the text block. And as you'll see, we just get a WYSIWYG editor, just like you see all over WordPress and very similar to what you see in Microsoft Word. You'll be very, very, very used to dealing with this. You'll see we have the ability to bold, to italicize, to create bulleted and numbered lists, block quotes, to align content, to create links. And as you hover over all of these, it'll tell you exactly what they do, every single one of them. And this, if you see this, when you first come in here, you only see one line. You can come right over here to this where it says Toggle Toolbar, and this will bring down your second line of your toolbar right here. So you can come in here and just make whatever changes you want. I'm just going to mark that this is a change. And let's say I wanted to put this on its own line, and I didn't want it to be bold. So I'm going to select that area because the text is already bold. So if I have text that's already bold and I don't want it to be bold, I'm just going to select that particular text and unbold it. Very simple as that. If I wanted to change this to a bulleted list, let's say I had 2 items here, and I wanted to change this to a bulleted list, I'd come right over here like this, and click on this. You're seeing there's some CSS written in the background here, so you're seeing a little difference here as this is still showing the larger font size that's tagged to this. That's the reason you're seeing this. I could eliminate that, like let's say I didn't want that larger font size, I wanted this to be smaller, so I'm just going to copy the second one right here. And with bulleted lists, you'll notice as you come down and you copy, it'll come down and it'll give you another bullet. If you don't want that here, just hit Enter, and it will go ahead and remove that. And once again, you can also, if you get an extra space, just go back and click the backspace button. It's a visual. It is a visual WYSIWYG editor, and in the background, it creates code for you. Very, very simple. And you can go in and even edit this code if you know how to edit code. But if you don't, that's fine. You can just come in here and use this WYSIWYG editor. No need to know how to edit any code. So I'm going to go ahead and save these changes, update the page so that we can go ahead and take a look and see what happens when we add some text content in here. We're just going to get a bulleted list that comes right up here. Oh, here it is, right below our content, and it's centered. Now, if we don't want it centered, because it's centering right now, now, if we don't want that centered, obviously the row is set to center for the buttons, so we don't want that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on all of these and just remember to click Align that to the left, and then click Update. Sometimes when you put content in, it will automatically align to the center because we have things that we have to have aligned to the center. When that happens, all you have to do is go in there and change that alignment, and that'll align that over to the left. Now, I don't actually want that there, so I'm going to come in here to the text block. I'm going to edit that, and I'm just going to come down here, highlight everything, and just delete all of that. Save my changes, and remember, once we've saved those changes, we've got to actually update the page because they will not go live until we actually update that page. And another thing you can do too to see what the changes are going to look like, you can create changes, and then before updating, you can always click on Preview Changes, and that will take you out to a preview of the page with the changes that you've currently made in them. So if you want to see what those changes look like before you're going to actually take them live, you have a button here to just go ahead and click and view and preview those changes. As we see here, here's our original page that we were on, and now all of that extra content is gone. We have just the content that we had in there originally. So, all right, so we've gotten rid of all that. That is how you modify pages. In the next video, we're going to go over modifying the audio section.